You've heard of this song. It is about maybe 10 years old. Mwami, emese, emese eliwa, eyonjise. It was one of those popular hits.
Eliwa, mwami nawe, emese, kanzije, mwami soko kubemese, eyonjise, mwami, 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 emese, eliwa, mwami nawe. But that story of the rat, and in that video, the rat means something else. But the actual rats actually attacked. There's a time when Buganda was under attack from rats. How did this arise? The Arabs, all right? The Arabs had already settled in Zanzibar, and they were coming to the hinterland looking for slaves and ivory. All right, so they had established markets in Tanzania, Tanganyika down there below Lake Victoria. So they had markets in Tabora, and Kabaka Kyabaggu was the first Ugandan to export ivory. He sent two men, two of his officers, to go and export ivory. All right. Now, when they went there, they met the Arabs. And the Arabs, at that time, they knew nothing about Buganda. So they asked these two exporters where these huge chunks of ivory were coming from. And the Buganda told the Arabs. And that is why in 1844, the Arabs made their way here. Ahmed bin Ibrahim and company, they were sure they were going to find people here. So, because of exporting ivory, because every time we exported ivory, we were given plates, cups, lots of things. So Buganda's wealth increased. That is the time during Kabaka and Kyabaggu's time when the Buganda fought very few wars. Kabaka Kyabaggu is not known for wars, but is known for wealth. Kabaka Kyabaggu became huge, and if you look at Kabaka Kyabaggu, is the biggest king the Buganda have ever had. He was huge. He got pressure because he was a fat. Kabaka Kyabaggu's portrait must have a fat, short man with hair on the sides, according to the books, the literature available. So when Kabaka Kyabaggu got sick, he sent for wise men, doctors, physicians from Sese. And two guys came from Sese. And they assessed the issue, they diagnosed, and they gave him lemons. Lemons for treatment. And for those of you who don't know, we have medicine, treatment for all the diseases we knew. For example, if you rear rabbits, you release them. When the rabbit gets sick, they know what to eat. If you've seen a dog eating grass, the dog knows that if I eat that kind of grass, it will heal my predicament. So by the time the Bazungu came here, we had medicine. That is why we have names like Kasuja. That's a person who treats fever. We have a name Kaita. Akasaja Kaite Chiro Ngakano Gedagala. That is a physician. We have, if you're from the Ngabi clan, you are what you call Abayunzi, orthopedics. And this one is special orthopedics, meaning you don't have to be in my hospital for me to treat you. No. I do it by telepathy. You're somewhere else, and I'm sending treatment. Somebody said by email or somehow by our science, by Bluetooth or some. So you're in your sitting room, and me, I'm here. I'm from the Ngabi clan. I'm in Muyunzi. So we knew how to treat. In Buganda, we had no epidemic. We had never solved. Smallpox we solved. Every disease we knew how to treat. So if somebody tells me these diseases are brought by colonialists and imperialists, the diseases we can't treat, they are foreign. They have been brought by. That's a story for another day. So these two experts, they give him lemon. And with the time, he starts to thin. He's on diet. So the pressure subsides. And when now he has a six-figure, he is worried about the wisdom of these two guys. So he does a most unwise thing of attacking Sese and burning their village. I think it was not very wise. The reason he attacked Sese after killing those two wise men, when he got better, he threw a party. And these two guys, Bambi from Sese, they didn't get beef. They didn't get meat. So they asked the king, hey, how about us? We've treated you. You have denied us beef. He said, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Why are you asking me funny questions? Kill them. And those two scientists were killed and their homes torched in Sese. So Buganda attacked Sese. Now the king of Sese was called Mukasa, a Mchwezi. You can even call him Mugasha if you like. Mugasha had powers of fighting with insects, fighting using other animals. So things that make you uncomfortable. The Bachwezi, they are not demigods, but they are in connection spiritually. They can harm you without even coming to you. So the Bachwezi sent rats. King Mukasa sent rats, thousands and thousands of rats swimming across the lake to come into Buganda. When they came to Buganda, they needed to eat. The food was in people's granaries, in people's houses. So the rats entered people's houses, including the palace. So in the night, in the huts, remember we had no electricity by then. So you're sleeping, the rat is biting you this part and this part, all those elongated parts that you all know. The rats are biting. So the girls were, the women are like, Mommy, Mese. So this guy, he wakes up. And then they sleep. Another one, oh, Mommy, Endara, Ediwa. You know, so that song is related to our history. So when the rats were too many, Kabaka Kyabaggu said, you know, to hell, guys. He called this katikiro. And he said, you know what, katikiro, kabinuli, please, here's a stick. And from that day, every time there's a new king, he will hand over that road called Damula. Damula is not handed over at a very glamorous occasion where there are speeches and there's food. No, the new katikiro gets Damula from outside the palace. So the king outside the palace, he gives a katikiro, you raise a stick. Tell all the Baganda to kill these rats. But for me, I can't get beaten like this all over the place. I've just healed from pressure. I'm going to Busoga. Tell our people to kill those rats, and please tell them to bring me the tails to confirm to me that I'm still your king. Okay? So the king goes. Remember, at that time, there was no Ginger Road. The Baganda, nobody could come to Buganda through the east. And if you belong to the Njaza clan, now I'm telling you why your burial grounds are in Chagwe. Your job was to secure Buganda from the east. So this is how Ginger Road was made. Paving way for the king now to go through the Mabira, to go to the Basoga, without going through the bushes. That is how Ginger Road was made. So he goes to Basoga and he captures a hill. He went with an army of about 2,000. So he captures a hill from the Basoga and says, now, from now on, I'm going to stay here. Whatever that hill was called, we don't know, but you're going to see how it got its current name. So the Baganda started hitting the rats. And when you got a bag full, you put it on your bag and traveled all the way. We're talking 70 kilometers on foot in one day. That's walkable distance. So the Baganda got to Basoga, and when they got to Basoga, they started asking the Basoga, Imwe, where is our king? So the Basoga were a vassal state of Buganda. We had conquered the Basoga totally. The Basoga were ours to prevent us from annexing them so that they become a country. They used to send gifts to our king. So we got there and they knew, you're from Buganda, we can't touch you. So the Baganda said, where is our king? So the Basoga said, hey, Kachira, Kachiro, let's say Kachira, you've brought rats. Your king is there on the hill. So from that day, that hill is called Kachira. Kachira is where we get sugar. The Madvanis have a factory. That's why it's called Kachira, because of the rat tails. So with the time, the rats were not subsiding. You kill 4, next morning there are 20 more. So when they told the king that, you know what, the rats aren't going nowhere. Meanwhile, Kakira was becoming fertile, and the sugar came from there. I think it's very nice, thanks to the rats. So the king made his way back. But on his way back, he came back with the dancers. The Basoga They have a unique dance called Taminaibuga. I'm not a Busoga, so if I don't interpret the name well, if I don't pronounce it well, don't blame me. The Chinese don't know English. Many Chinese can't speak French. It's okay if I don't know your Soga. But I know the dance is called Taminaibuga. No, it's an electric dance. So the king got those Basoga and brought them to Kampala. And while he was coming back, he saw a spot, the shortest distance. Remember, Busoga and Buganda are separated by the Chira. You can call it the River Nile if you want, but its true name is the Chira. So that is the king who spotted the shortest distance. And actually, by implication, he said, if you ever want to build a bridge, you should build it here. And that is exactly where the British built the Oil Falls Dam in 1954. So the king returns, and there are so many rats. So he has no option but to find this king sending these rats. And off to Sese, he sent a team. And when they went there, the king told them, oh, so you guys, you didn't know whom you are attacking. All right. So since you've come to make peace, let's sign a truce. But you have to give me the king's daughter, a virgin. The king, wait, do I stay with these rats or give her one of my daughters? But the daughter had to be a virgin. These Bachwezi have taste, I'm telling you. So the king chooses one of his daughters, and the daughter is taken, and the girl is a virgin. And in return, Kabaka Mukasa gives us a goat. So when you find people saying that the virgin, when you're a virgin in Buganda, they say you have a goat. Or in Mbuzi, you can see how these things are related. So the rats, after, Kabaka or King, not Kabaka, but King Mukasa had received the virgin, the rats went away. And one morning, the Baganda sat, they saw all these rats now going back to where? There was special rats, a rat attack. That's how the rat attack ended. But the rat attack had introduced new things in Buganda. Because of the wealth, the rat attack introduced thieves. Prisons. We never had thieves here. I mean, if you steal, there's a justice system that's going to try you within 2 days. We had no overcrowded prisons the way you see now, how people are being on trial and remand for years. No. You commit, there are witnesses, you're sentenced, done. So we had no thieves. This breaking into somebody's house is not for the Baganda, no. But now, because of wealth, we got thieves. And the thieves, Kabaka had no other remedy but to tie them onto a pole in public and torch them. That's why the average Muganda, they can't break into your house. We normally, but things have changed now. So the rat attack story, brought us those thieves. It taught us how to use lemons, how to use lemons to reduce pressure. And it was an episode in our history. Out.